I wanna take a breath. I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love. I wanna hold your hand. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. You make me high. Oh yeah. You're by my side.
Okay, hey, let's have a conversation about medication and BPD. A lot of the therapeutic community think that borderlines need to be on medication in order to get treatment. They say that borderlines won't get therapy and they won't stabilize to receive any kind of therapy if they're not on medication. And I get that you can be borderline and also bipolar, and you can be borderline and also have other diagnoses. Okay. I'm just saying me personally, we'll talk about me. I was diagnosed with BPD, ADHD, and clinical recurring depression. And I was on a number of medications at any given time. At one point, they diagnosed me as bipolar also. And the mood stabilizers made me absolutely crazy. But here's the secret. What I noticed is that even when I was on the medication, my borderline was out of control. And my depression was out of control. It didn't change anything. And I took them for a long time. I was still depressed. And I was still borderline all over the place. And so at some point, I stopped taking the medications. And that sounds like an easy thing. It was not an easy thing. It took me a good, strong year to finally get to the place where my brain would stop wobbling. And once I finally got off of them, I wasn't any less happy. I wasn't any more happy. I just didn't have to remember to take a pill every day, and my brain wasn't wobbling anymore. And so that was me. Now, some people feel pretty strongly about this, that their antidepressants make a difference and that their medications make a difference. And okay, I can't argue with that. I just know that as far as I'm concerned, no pill ever touched any of my BPD symptoms. Now, what did help was learning to be accountable for my feelings and realizing that I could change my feelings when I changed my thinking. And that, coupled with learning how to let go. Letting go was huge. Letting go of feeling bad was really hard. I didn't know how to feel anything. Like, what am I supposed to feel if I'm not feeling all overwhelmed with emotions all the time? I didn't know what to feel anymore. And so I had to learn how to feel what I actually feel and just let things be. I also had to learn to be uncomfortable. Learning how to be uncomfortable through the process of recovery was so scary, because on top of all the other emotions I was feeling, to feel uncomfortable on top of it felt like death. It felt like, oh, here's the beginning of the end. Like, I'm not going to be able to withstand this. It's too much emotion. And then being in pain on top of being in pain, I can't do that. And what I learned is that, yeah, I can. It's okay to be uncomfortable. It's not death. It's just being uncomfortable. And I learned that letting go of my beliefs and ideas of being uncomfortable and just settling into what I actually feel was part of the way out of the disorder. And that if I controlled my thoughts, I could control my feelings. And really practicing that whenever I feel the trigger come on, knowing the 9 qualifying criteria and knowing my triggers, and then matching the two up and going, oh, well, here's my trigger. Which one of the 9 qualifying criteria are manifesting in my life now? And then coming up with a strategy, like, what am I going to do about that? And I would sit and think about it for long periods of time and go, why do I do that? Like, what's really going on with me, and being honest with myself about whatever I was actually feeling. I really feel like it's just hard to say no, and I don't know what the other person's going to do, and it's too much for me to take on, and then learning how to say no anyway, and I'd rather not do that, and using my voice out loud. These things are all the tools and the tricks to recovering from the disorder. And self-love, being kind to myself, really listening to my inner voice and hearing what I'm saying to me, inside of me, about me, in a moment to moment way. And really taking over that and deciding I'm just going to be nice to me inside my head, and I'm going to be my biggest fan and my best friend. And coupling all of these little things together created a situation where I no longer qualify for the disorder. And if I no longer qualify, do I still have it? Every once in a while, I notice traces of a thing that was very borderline. And then I apply one of my tools or a couple of my tools that I've developed along the way, and that's that. And my relationships are smooth, and I don't get mad. I mean, I do get mad, but I don't rage out, get mad, and things piss me off, but not to the point where I'll get up in somebody's grill over it. Those days are long gone. So, there's my secret. Medications don't work for BPD. That's my take on it. That doesn't mean that you should come off of your medication. Definitely, if you're on medication, do not come off of your medication without going and see your doctor first, if that's what you want to do, and then do it safely, because it can be totally devastating to just stop. So don't just stop. But I mean, everybody's situation is different, so take yours on seriously and handle it safely. So thanks for watching, and I hope you like this video, and I hope to do more, so click subscribe, and we'll see you next time.